Hey everybody, this is Perch. This isn't a question, but just something kind of on my mind. I've been having some conversations with a few different people, and one of the things that I've said before in previous videos is that you need to put more money into the system and pay people more. Now, this has become misinterpreted to some extent because I'm not talking about just handing out free checks. I'm talking about making you got to put value on that money. So you got to pay people more, but you're going to expect performance. So, an example of this might be you tell the writer of the book, hey, if you can get this title to, I don't know, 50,000 sales without variant covers, without relaunch gimmicks, just 50,000 run rate, then you get, X bonus. And if you get it to 75, you get a bigger bonus. You get it over 100, you get a bigger bonus. And basically put some money tied to incentives. The other aspect of this is, say, hey, we're willing to offer more, but we're going to expect, strong stories. We're going to expect more professionalism. We're going to look at your current staff of writers and go, you guys, you women, whoever it happens to be, not making any gender call here, you people, consistently put in good sales. You do, you do your job well. You don't bounce scripts. You're not late. You don't need Christos Gage to come in and, write your story for you, whatever it happens to be. And so therefore we're going to, hey, we're giving you a 20% raise, whatever, just like financially reward good behavior. There's another type of reward though, that I think also would work and would be smart for the comic publishers to do, but this one's more of a risk. Putting money in is relatively, it's fixed. You know what you're going to pay. You pay it out. It's easier from a just financial perspective to go for something like that. So the other route is promotion. And this is something that, I find curious in the big two. The big two seem very strange about promoting their creators. And in my mind, and I don't know if this is true or not, I don't know if this is the origin point, but I know when I talk to people at the big two and I talk to editors, they often bring up this factor. And the factor is, once upon a time, we promoted creators, in particular artists, and we, cut special deals and everything else. And then when they got popular and they turned around and screwed us. And they're, of course, talking about image. And they're talking about, 1990, 1994? 1994 or 1993? No, 1993, right? Oh, God, I can't believe I don't remember the date. Anyway, it was in that time frame. The point is, it's been 20 years. Sorry, 30 years. It's been 30 years. And this is on the minds of, one woman who I talked to who's an assistant editor who was not born when this happened. And it's on their mind. But from the comic publisher's perspective, they're still leery at times around promoting their talent because once upon a time, 30 years ago, that talent left and, made their own deal. And so every now and then, the suggestion has come up like, hey, why don't we do something? And it's like, no, we can't put too much of our money into creators who have, who might leave us. And then they get into we could always, lock them up in some kind of exclusive deal or this or that, or there's always little reasons that they give. But I find that super weird. And so getting back to the good idea, one way that you would incentivize your creators to do bigger, better work is to promote what they do. So I did a video a while back that aired around Jed McKay, and he's doing the Avengers, and he's putting a solid Avengers. But weirdly, it feels like Marvel is asleep in the promotion of this title. He's creating new villains that arguably get to be, chopped up and turned into Disney Plus shows. I mean, he's doing, and the run is decent. Again, I don't think it's amazing, but it's decent. And what would probably make it better is a little bit more backing, a little bit more oomph, a little bit more push, a little bit of everything. And yet Marvel appears to be very tepid on his run, even though they've given him arguably the biggest book or the flagship book at Marvel. So clearly they're not tepid on his run, but this is how it's coming across. It's very weird. So going to the kind of the positive aspect of this, Marvel, DC should absolutely start to put in promotion as part of the incentive plan for the, for the title or for the creator. Hey, if you come in and you're doing a solid book and you're on time and you're meeting your deadlines and everything else, then we will kind of reward you by hyping you. And for a creator who probably, has dreamed to work for Marvel and DC, this is a big deal for them. They want to have this hype. But also what's a big deal for them is being able to make a big name for themselves. They can transform at some point into an indie career or into something of their own, into financial independence, or at least, employer independence. And so if you're thinking about, a creator, and you're thinking about what would get people to do great work, and what in turn, if they do great work, would translate to great comics and everything else, promoting them helps. And I'll throw this in as well. It's healthier for the industry. And you may say, well, how do you figure that? What does that have to do with anything? It's healthier for the industry because today, much of the promotion sits with a relaunch or a reboot or, again, variant covers, as opposed to the content of the actual comic. But it's all very short-sighted thinking, because if you can get somebody to come in and buy, an entire run, and then the trades of that run, and then the omnibus of that run, you've triple dipped. And this is something that is, with comic collectors, very, very common. People will buy the floppies, and then they will come back and buy the trades, and then they will come back and buy the omnibus, because they just have to have it all of a run that they love, a great run. That's the secret to success here. But instead, it's hide the creator, don't say anything. Put Jed MacKay as an example on the Avengers, and then proceed to do very little to sell and promote the book and the creator behind it. And what, again, my theory or my hypothesis in all this is, a lot of this stems from a perception that if you hype them, you are basically paying the creator, to one day go off and get a job somewhere else. And I think, if you have a good workplace, if you have a good, exciting program, and you pay reasonably well, and you have some bonuses for success and all the rest of those things, a lot of creators will not leave. It's not everyone's dream to run their own comic company or to do their own independent book. I think there's this perception of all the creators, all they want to do is they want to, get a little bit of fame off of Batman, and then turn around and, do their own IP. But I've met tons and tons of creators who have no interest in doing their own IP. They don't have ideas of their own. They like working in the system, and it's their dream to kind of, chart the next generation of superhero titles for the characters they grew up with. That's the dream. And as a publisher, you should want to cultivate that dream. You should want that to be how people view it. And so you're going to have to put some promotion into the mix. Now, I have no idea what Jed MacKay, for example, I keep using him, wants to do with his life. But it would be in your best interest as a publisher to hype him, because you make money off of that hype as well. I mean, you're selling the books. You're not just paying Jed. You're building him into a bigger name. But if you treat him halfway decent, he'll continue to work for you. And then that hype will continue to translate into sales for other things. That's the model. That's how it works. Anyway, maybe I'm crazy, but that's a general theme here. Yes, you can pay people more, and I think that's still smart. But the other thing you can do and should do is don't be afraid to promote. Promotion is good. It helps the overall picture, and you can get good returns off of it if you halfway decent with it. Anyway, there's my pitch. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me how wrong I am. Go right ahead. Thanks for listening.